Okay. Well, welcome to all you entrepreneurs. Welcome, Navya, Madhura. Thank you for joining us on this very special session for the young entrepreneurs who we are calling Kalki Entrepreneurs. And it is powered by ENpower, I would say, because they are playing a wonderful role by mentoring and by hand holding the entrepreneurs and also preparing them for pitches at the Pitch Fest, which is going to be held at the end of these sessions. Navya is traveling to colleges across the country, trying to talk to them about entrepreneurship and firing up the spirit of entrepreneurship in them. We will talk to her about what her experiences have been so far, and you will also get a chance to put your questions to Navya um, in this platform. Navya, thank you very much for talking to us. Firstly, you've done almost 3 weeks now of crisscrossing the country, going to colleges, talking to young entrepreneurs. Tell us a little bit about your experiences so far.
It's been great. Firstly, thank you all for joining at 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so I've been on this roadshow for the last 3.5 weeks now, where we are visiting 25 campuses in 30 days across India. So we have, I think, about 7 to 8 cities that we are traveling to. And so far, we have completed 14 campuses in Delhi, Bangalore, and Bombay. And it has been quite crazy with all the travels and, back and forth. But it's been really amazing, kind of going to these campuses and interacting with students and, listening to their thoughts and ideas. And, they have a lot to say, a lot that they believe in. And it's been really nice to just give them a platform to do that. I think that this generation has so much to say, but not enough people to listen. So our point actually for doing this roadshow was not to talk to them, but to actually listen to them and basically just, hear them out in terms of what their problems are, what do they want to do, what kind of ideas do they have, and how can we support those ideas through our community, and how do we grow that community of young students and young women especially who have some great ideas, and how do we find a way to support them or create an ecosystem like Entreprenari where we can foster their growth or help them to kind of grow and scale their ideas. So the experience so far has been great. We've had so many people reach out and say that they have these brilliant ideas that they want to work on, and I'm excited that we'll get to do that very soon through ENpower as well. They'll be training them and basically kind of helping them polish their ideas. So that is something I'm really looking forward to, but it's been a lot of fun till now.
Navya,
on a conversational note, sorry, Rika, I'm interrupting for
please
a bit.
go on.
On a conversational note, I think Navya's journeys are exciting, not just because she's going to all of these colleges, but also in the cities. She's doing some amazing stuff and she's posting about all of them. So much so that she posted about the dosa at Rameshwaram Cafe, which is run by an entrepreneur, I realized. And Navya, I got so inspired by that I landed in Bangalore and my first stop was Rameshwaram Cafe. Okay.
I'm a big foodie, so I'm also getting to try a lot of different cuisines and different foods while I'm traveling. So I'm very happy about that also.
Please keep giving us those food tips, because I took that tip and I have been, for want of a better word, drooling ever since. Okay. so we will also be posting Navya's all of these her sort of campaigns across the country at different places on the Entrepreneur platform. So please feel free to follow us on social media. We also have a new handle called Entrepreneurs on Instagram, and therefore we just do want to also get people to go there. The conversation there will be exclusively on Entrepreneur and how we can actually build either ideas to companies or companies to unicorns and so on and so forth. So yeah, Rika, back to you. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
hijacked it because
those
I had to
dosas.
talk
No, no,
about the.
those dosas indeed were drool worthy. And yes, Navya, any food tips coming from you to us will be very, very much appreciated. Also loved the other stuff that you've been having in the Delhi University canteens. Well, tell us a little bit, since you have been not just feasting on the food, but the ideas. Tell us about those, really good ideas that you've come across and you think they can be polished and they can become good ventures.
I mean, nothing specific as such. I think we're still yet to go through the submissions and the signups formally. But I think in general, a lot of people who, of course, there have been a fair amount of for-profit ideas, but also a very, very large amount of non-profit ideas, or people who want to start clubs at their college campus, or, have movements that they want to start around things that they believe in. We've had a lot of people, from the LGBTQI plus community who've expressed wanting to do a lot of work on their campus around awareness and sensitization. There have been a lot of students, who have expressed interest in starting non-profit organizations more than for-profit, which makes me very happy because I run a non-profit as well. And, I think a lot of students who basically just want to stand up for what they believe in, and are trying to find ways that they can do that or spread their message on their campus or through their work or through social media. So a lot of great ideas actually in the non-profit space. So I'm excited to kind of, help them grow that and see what we can do for them.
Navya, non-profit space is also the perhaps the more difficult space than the for-profit space. Are you telling them, giving them some ideas about what the realities are like in today's entrepreneurship
I
environment?
think they have a better sense of the reality than me. They're living, breathing it every single day. I think that their experiences are actually very, very valuable for me, because it helps me understand better, what more, we can do through our work. So I would say that I'm actually learning more from them. They have a far, far better understanding of what the reality is on ground. And I think that they are far ahead of where I was when I was in my first year of college. They are far more confident, far more clear, and more outspoken. So I think it's more of a learning lesson for me. Say hi. Sorry, my brother was interrupting.
That's okay. Learning, as you mentioned, you are also learning from them, and learning indeed is a two-way traffic. What has been your best learning in the course of this journey?
Sorry?
I said learning is a two-way traffic indeed. So, what has been your best learning in the course of this journey?
I think just that this whole generation of college students is very, very stubborn. And I say that in the best way possible, because I think that they're very clear about what they want to do. They're very clear about their wants, their, what they like, what they don't like. And they're very, very open and quick to express that. And I think that's great. I think it's a very vocal generation. And I think I personally like that, because I think I'm the same way as well. So I think it's really nice that they are so confident, and they are unafraid to speak their mind. And I think that even with the ideas that they've kind of shared, it really shows that they are very, very clear, and they have a clear vision for what they want to do. And I'm so glad that we can get to work with students like that, and maybe learn from them about clarity and vision and mission and all of these things, because they have it kind of nailed down 100%.
My next question would really be about the girls. How many girls do you see are really, really interested in entrepreneurship? And is it aspirational now?
Yeah, I think of course, I think it's something that they all would like to do. I think that the reality is slightly different, because not all of them have that kind of support, whether that's financial or whether that's resources or opportunities that allow them to take those kind of risks to start entrepreneurship at such a young age. And I think that that's exactly where Entrepreneury and Empower come in, because we are kind of giving them access to those opportunities and to those resources. And especially through this program, we are also offering financial support, which is something I think that is one of the most critical factors, because a lot of them don't want to take that kind of financial risk after just, their parents have just put them through college, and then for them to say that they want to start a business which is financially risky is not something that they feel is the right move, even though it's something that they want to do. So I think that this program is really going to hopefully help bridge that gap. I'm excited because I think that a lot of them want to go down this path and are searching for exactly something like Entrepreneury and an ecosystem that will give them that support in whichever way that they need that, whether it's through mentorship or resources or access to certain people, or even just a community of other female entrepreneurs. So I think that this community will be of a lot of add a lot of value to their entrepreneurial journey.
Navya, there was a time when there used to be a huge gap between the tier 1, the tier 2, and the tier 3 cities, the kids coming out of each of these ecosystems. Now that you're, crisscrossing the country, going to different colleges, trying to understand what the youth speak, do you see there is a difference, or do you see they pretty much speak the same language, have the same thought process, have similar ideas to build on?
Sorry, my brother is just
That's
entering
okay.
this room again and again.
Please wish him all the best for his upcoming
For his
movie.
movie. And Archie's was our generation.
It's okay. Sorry, he's here. You can tell him.
Yeah, we'll tell him ourselves.
Hello. Oh, you can't see me.
Hi, Agastya.
How are you?
Hi, all the
Sorry
very
to
best,
interrupt.
all the very best. We are eagerly looking forward to
Thank you.
watching
Thank
the
you
whole
so
movie.
much. I'm sorry, I won't interrupt again. Enjoy.
No, please continue to
Because
interrupt.
Archie's truly was our generation.
Really?
And hence,
Absolutely.
Archie's truly was our generation.
Oh,
So we
amazing.
would be
Yeah,
more
yeah.
keen
We
to.
grew up with Archie's. Okay, so
Yeah.
Hopefully
your
we don't let
generation
you
did
down.
not.
Hopefully we don't let you down. But enjoy, guys, and you're doing great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Agastya.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Sorry, you're gonna have to
So,
repeat your question.
yeah, I will. So, basically, I was asking that, there was a time when, we were growing up in India. There was a huge difference between the kids who came from the tier 1 cities, tier 2 and tier 3, because obviously they were not exposed to a lot of things. But now that you're crisscrossing these colleges across the country, going to different cities, would you say that, the idea gap has lessened and pretty much they think on the same lines?
I think there are two different things. I think the first part is, of course, that I would say someone like me who was able to start an organization at 21 was only possible because I came from a particular background that allowed me and gave me access to a lot of things that is not a reality for many other girls today, and that's probably why we don't see such a large influx of people wanting to just. So I think that there is, of course, one side of it that is, maybe girls like me who were given those opportunities or those resources or access to certain things that allowed me to do it. But I think when it comes to ideas, I think that people like me are at a bigger disadvantage, because the people who I'm meeting on a daily basis, or these girls who we visit on campuses, like I said earlier, have a far greater understanding of the reality, have a far greater lived experience than maybe someone like me would, compared to what they are experiencing on a daily basis, whether it's interacting with other people, whether it's the cities that they're living in, or just the kind of communities that they're in or the ecosystem that they're in. I think that they are far more connected with the ground reality. So I think that gives them maybe an edge in the sense that whatever ideas or solutions that they're coming up with will be more valuable to people who would actually use them, or they would be of more value than, say, somebody like me who does not have necessarily those kind of experiences. So I think that they are actually the real pioneers of some great ideas that will come out in the next 5 to 10 years, because they are creating solutions for themselves or creating solutions for problems that they experience on a daily basis, which is definitely, I think, better than, say, someone like me who might not necessarily have those problems. But so I think it's make of more value to us also to actually support their ideas and help them grow their businesses and their organizations, because they are the ones who really know what needs to change or what needs to be done to bring change.
I love the way you're creating value to the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. And I remember interviewing Guneet Monga just after her Oscars, and she said that I came from ideas, I didn't come from wealth. So I believe a lot more entrepreneurs will hear that and be inspired by that as well. Now, we have Kanika from ENpower is here. Let me introduce her to you. And Kanika, if you want to tell Navya about the pedagogy of the course that you're running, or the way you are hand-holding the girls, please, this is the time.
Sushil is also here.
Yeah,
so we'll welcome
Sushil,
Sushil
welcome.
as well.
Words, Rika,
Thank
hi,
you.
Navya, and we have Sushil over here.
Hello, sorry to join late, but I was just hearing Navya inspiring and talking about, how, and I particularly liked her last answer in terms of how, she feels disadvantageous for not knowing the problems, and as you get into the hinterland, especially the rural and the towns of India, there are great amount of problems that girls can connect with, and therefore that gives added opportunity for them to solve those problems and come up with innovative solutions. I think, as you asked about what ENpower does, so we primarily work in nurturing entrepreneur mindset right from the schooling age to college, and we have been so far working for more than about 55,000 students across both age groups that we have worked with. Particularly last 1 year, we have been working with about 50 school girls in hilly areas of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, and looking at helping them to come up with solutions. And they absolutely come from disadvantageous sections, the society, there are societal pressure for girls to get married earlier and therefore not to pursue any careers. And in that, if you can help them to create meaningful livelihood for themselves using their skills, is something which you can really look forward to. And a platform like Entrepreneury, on one hand, is giving that platform for girls to look at their creative sides and build that confidence among themselves that they can do. They are not at a disadvantage when it comes to thinking of ideas or creating solutions. So creating that kind of a confidence, and also how to convert their own skills into meaningful livelihood for themselves, and then take a next step in terms of creating innovation by solving problems. So that is something which is extremely important, and therefore makes us connected to this entire initiative.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing. I think all of us, Navya, Rika, myself, we are very, very grateful for your support in starting the journey. And I know that we've just started with our first batch, of Kalke entrepreneurs. And of course, the final destination is the Bombay Stock Exchange, where they will all be able to get to pitch. And we are really looking forward to that. Just a few seconds on exactly what you're teaching to the Kalke entrepreneurs. If you can give us a very, very quick overview, then we'll open it up for Q&A, because we want this to be more interactive with all of us.
Yeah, I think in the last session also, I made it very clear that 3 hours or 2 sessions of 90 minutes is extremely inadequate for taking anybody through entrepreneurial journey. But the whole focus, the way we have structured these 2 sessions, is to build that confidence that I can do this. Main ye kar sakti hu. This is something which is extremely important. So the first session, the way we have looked at, is to create that confidence. And I have a stated position that every person is born with entrepreneurial mindset. It is only when we go through a structured education system, we are taken away from those all entrepreneurial skills. So the whole first session is built in terms of going back to those skills of observation, listening, curiosity, empathizing with people, and creating something. So we spend a lot of time on that, and that is something which will be very valuable for people who attend that. Then we also look at how to identify problem, because none other than Albert Einstein says that if I have to build an idea, I'll rather spend 95% of time in identifying the problem and 5% of my time in building the idea. So we spend time on identification of problems. So there are some structured approaches that we quickly touch upon and help participants to look at that. In the next session, we look at how one can build user-centric idea, why user is very important in building an idea. It's not about my idea, it is about what problem I'm solving of the person. So in this 3 hours or 2 sessions of 90 minutes, one would really get a path to understand the problem, empathizing with people, and then building idea. That's adequate enough for people to generate that confidence and get that skill. And as I said in the last session also, it's not about winning the competition. I mean, some of you would win this, get the accolades, come to Bombay Stock Exchange and do that. It's important to go through that process and do that. So irrespective whether you win the title or you don't win, at least walking those steps and doing that will help you to open your mind. It will help you to create that kind of a confidence. A creative confidence is what we call upon. And whether it is today or tomorrow or 10 days or a year later or 10 years later, that will help you whenever you think that the idea is mature enough to take it ahead. These things will help you a lot. So my request to all people who are signing off or coming to this program, go through these sessions. Don't look at this as learning sessions kind of a thing. Take this as sessions which will help you to open your mind and help you to unleash yourself. And that's something which you should take about.
Thank you very much, Sushil, for joining us. I would like to open the floor to the entrepreneurs. If you have your questions, here's the time. You can ask Navya, you can ask Sushil, Madhura is also here. So all of us are here for you to answer, for you to ask any question that you have on your mind.
I would like to ask that I am a little unclear. This is the first time I'm joining your session, so I don't know in what way do you support or help brimming upcoming entrepreneurs? Is it some kind of guidance in terms of registering your company, or I'm unsure of the help or hand-holding that you offer. So could you please help?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. I think I am probably best sort of equipped to take that. And I can see Arvind has also come in. So maybe you guys can put the spotlight on Arvind as well. Arvind and Sushil and Kanika are part of this fantastic partnership that we have sort of built with ENpower to teach entrepreneurship. And let's rest assured that we looked high and low for the right partner, and Navya and all of us then decided that Arvind and Sushil and ENpower team would be the best partners to teach entrepreneurship. And I love the way you brought up creative confidence. So to the person who asked the question, I'm sorry, I'm just, what's your name, please? I'm not. Priyanka, hi. Priyanka, hi.
Hi.
So the Priyanka Entrepreneury was set up just exactly about 2 years ago. And it was really a community which we've set up for aspiring entrepreneurs. And as you know, Aspire for Her is aiming to add 1 million women to the workforce by 2025. And for our community building, we use 5 pillars. And once you get a hang of those 5 pillars, you will know exactly what we're trying to do at Entrepreneury as well. The 5 pillars can be very simply conceptualized as E cube is equal to MC cube. E cube stands for where we want every woman in India to be, either in employment, in entrepreneurship, or in education, which leads to one of these two. And we're very happy to have ENpower as partners who are actually building that education gap in our country and teaching people entrepreneurship. There are very, very few organizations and institutions that are actually teaching entrepreneurship in the way that they are. The MCCNC are 4 critical success factors. So what do we give will be answered in that. M stands for mentors and role models. So at Aspire for Her, we have more than 200 women leaders, CEOs, CXOs, leaders from various walks of life who are part of Entrepreneury and Aspire for Her. They are able to give you one-to-one, one-to-many mentorship sessions. We have a lot of courses, cohorts, and learning. That's our second pillar. This is all around learning. And this is all around preparing you for tomorrow's India. So just like ENpower has come forward for the Kalke Entrepreneury sessions, we have a lot of cohorts, we have a lot of learning material for entrepreneurs to learn and build and grow their businesses. The third pillar is around career previews and resources. So very shortly, we will be launching a full business resource pool at Aspire for Her. That will include companies which help you set up your organization, that will help you, say, for example, if the marketing needs, your finance needs, your digital marketing needs, your PR needs, if you're an e-commerce organization, we will have help with warehousing and e-commerce and all of that. So it will be a full bouquet of resources which we will launch, and we will ensure that we will be able to give you support at whatever stage in your life that you are in your entrepreneurship journey. If you're just wanting to convert an idea into an organization, we can do that. If you're wanting to convert your organization into something bigger, we will help you do that. So this will be a live resource pool, and obviously based on feedback that we get from all of you, we will keep adding new resources to this. These resources will be people who we know, and mostly all of them will be entrepreneurs. So that will also create a beautiful gender responsive marketplace, for all of us, so that we can shop entrepreneury whenever we need. We can buy entrepreneury whenever we need. The last pillar is really the community. And, you're seeing an example of the community right here. This is a very casual Saturday afternoon chat, Saturday morning chat that we are doing. And Navya and I keep coming back and asking questions to all of you, asking you what you need. And we try to ensure that this is a very non-judgmental, safe space for all of you, this community platform where you will be able to connect with each other, motivate each other, and elevate each other. The whole idea here is that we need to support others, as a community to become bolder, bigger, and stronger. And in entrepreneury, it's very important for us because entrepreneurs are not job seekers. They are job creators. Yesterday, I was at this wonderful session organized by the Maharashtra State Innovation Society, and they actually talked about how every entrepreneurship has the potential of creating at least 11 jobs. And that is so amazing. So that's the reason why Navya and I, all of us, are extremely passionate about entrepreneury. And as you know, it's not just a group of, women supporting women. We also have some very fantastic men supporting us. And thank you, Sushil. Thank you, Arvind, for being wonderful supporters for our cause. So I hope, Priyanka, that answers your question.
Okay, we have Navya exactly for 5 minutes now. If anyone wants to ask a question to Navya, please ask, because we'll have to let her go. We'll continue the session for a few more minutes. But
do you want to take Shagun's question? Shagun Mehra, it's on
Shagun
the chat.
is saying, is it for the women who want to start business in their 30s or were a part of jobs, but want to venture into entrepreneurship? What is your primary advice to them?
I don't know if I can give advice. I think I am in need of advice, but I would say that I don't think there's an age barrier to when anyone can start a business. Madhura decided after 25 years in banking that she wanted to quit that and leave the corporate sector and start Aspire for Her. So, we've heard stories of, I think, students at 14, 15 coming up with ideas and starting businesses. So I don't think that there's an age barrier or an age restriction or a particular age where one can start. I think if you have an idea that you really believe in or you're passionate about, then come to Entrepreneury. We will help you kind of grow and foster that idea, and I'm sure that it'll be a great one, and I'm sure it'll add value to this ecosystem as well.
Navya, one last question, if you can take.
Thank
Hi,
you,
Navya.
Navya.
I just want to ask, what has motivated you to start this organization?
I mean, I started it actually during COVID. I think it was a time when everyone just wanted to help each other in some way. There was so much happening around us. There was we saw so many people suffering. There was so much that we felt we were not doing to help one another. And the organization started during COVID in the hopes of just being able to help. And I think that everyone in our own small ways should try and help in any capacity that we can. So I think this is my attempt at trying to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
may I ask a small question? This is Sonali Nakshane from Nagpur.
Hi.
Sonali,
Hi. Yeah, do you think about the tier 3 cities and tier 2 cities as well? The women from the tier 2 and tier 2, 3 cities. Uh, are you including them as well in your community?
Yeah. I think entrepreneurial is forget tier 2 and 3. We started something recently called rural entrepreneurial, which takes it a step further. So we are very much encouraging women from across India to join the community, and it's something that we hope they will find appealing and join. It's not just restricted to tier 1 and 2. We have, I think, already a couple of entrepreneurs from tier 3 cities in our community, and we hope that that number keeps growing.
Okay, so I started a startup of a web radio station for women.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a female planet radio, and now we will come up with a community radio station as well in the tier 3 cities, tier 2 cities, and we will go with the web radio station. And I'm a fond of your podcast. It's lovely, and I'm also a podcaster and worked in radio industry for 17 years, and I started my startup after working as a professional for long.
well, thank you very much,
Hi,
all of
Navya.
you.
Can I ask a
Navya,
question?
we'll
I
actually
have
have
to
to let
actually
her
run
go
for
at
a
this
college
point.
session right now in Bombay.
Hi, Navya.
We will have to let her go at this point. We will have her back at some time later. Keep all
Yes.
your questions for that session. Thank you very much, Navya. Keep inspiring and stay inspired.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And we're all
Bye.
around.
Thank
You
you
can
so
keep
much.
asking us questions. You can keep asking us questions. We're
Madhura
around
is
for
there
another
to
few
You can
minutes.
ask questions to
Yeah.
Madhura and Sushil and Kanika. And Arvind is also there. So please,
Bye.
we'll
Thank you,
run the
Navya.
session for
Bye-bye.
another
Bye,
5 more
Thanks a lot.
minutes.
Navya.
Thanks a
Thank
lot. See you around. Bye.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. So somebody was asking the next question. I think we can continue the conversation for another few minutes.
May I please ask a question?
Please, of course.
Please
I'm
go
Navisha
ahead.
from Chennai, and a lot of people don't come from financially safe backgrounds. But for the people that come from financially safe backgrounds, what is the biggest challenge you have faced in starting a business?
No, I think great question. And, maybe I'll attempt to answer that. So yeah, I had worked for 25 years before I started my organization at the age of 50, just before I turned 50. So yes, I mean, I had saved money from my corporate career, and therefore I did not really feel financially unsafe. So I guess I'm qualified to answer the question. So, I think for me, there was one big challenge that I faced, because we were trying to change mindsets at Aspire for Her. And every step of the way, I think we realized that mindsets are very difficult to change. So if you're trying to get more women into organizations, if you're trying to get more women to join the workforce, what I realized that there's a huge mental sort of a structure in Indian minds, where they felt that this is not something that is very natural, or, women should stay at home, women should take care of the family. And, why bother women about very mundane things like earning money, etc. I saw a lot of this mindset. Yeah, and a lot of this mindsets also creeps into the ecosystem for women entrepreneurs, wherein people feel that, this is probably not a great, place for women to be in. It's not a safe career choice. It's not something that will get you places. A lot of people told me, why did you leave your very comfortable job and start doing this? Was that really a great option? Arvind has done the same thing. I know Arvind also comes from the banking world, but I don't think any of us would have traded the entrepreneur life for anything else. So that's a kind of answer that I would like to sort of present to you. But Sushil wants to say something. So Sushil,
Yeah, I'll
over
just
to you.
add, I'll take 2 minutes and add to what Madhura said. Traditionally, entrepreneurship is always looked at in our country as business, and therefore there's a huge amount of focus put on capital. If I don't have money, I can't start the business, and that becomes an impediment. There's a fundamental thinking process that needs to be changed. That entrepreneurship is not about business; it is about solving problems. And if you have a potential to solve the problem of people, and therefore people will be willing to pay you for that kind of a solution, then the capital problem can be solved. If you can demonstrate that you have an ability to build an idea which can solve people's problem, and therefore people will ultimately pay you, and you'll be able to make a economically viable business, the capital will chase you. You don't have to chase the capital, and there is enough amount of capital available. So my sincere request to all those people who feel left out because they don't have access to capital, please try and look at problems that you can solve, build a solution, take customer testimonials, and even on a paper you will get funded by people. And Entrepreneur actually does a fantastic job in terms of connecting people to money and capital. So come up to that level, and I think your problem will be solved.
Also,
Madhura,
can I add a couple of points to this?
Please.
I think many times I have a problem speaking after Sushil because he tends to take all my points. But to just add to what Madhura said, right? Supposing you're coming from a very safe background, you have the money in place. Very often we think that having an idea is enough. Okay. I think there's a long journey between having an idea and converting that idea, let's say, into a product or service or into a venture. Many times we think that that journey is very difficult and it's not for everybody. But what I want to tell you is that there's a very structured way to convert your ideas into ventures. Okay, so which means if you have the idea in mind, you don't have to depend on chance. If you see data, it will always tell you that a lot of startups tend to fail. But if you follow a very structured way of converting those ideas into ventures, the success rates go up dramatically, almost 5x times, right? And that's where people like Sushil, Madhura, and I come in to ensure that can we give a very systematic way of building ideas into sustainable ventures. And that's the whole idea for ENpower and Aspire for Her to come together to say, can we make this journey more definable and not leave it open to chance?
Madhura, I think you would like to take this question, or maybe, this request from Shivangi Goel. She says, we are looking for some guidance with monitoring and evaluation, impact assessment, and fundraising.
Fantastic question, Shivangi, and thank you for doing what you do. We have a lot of mentors at Aspire for Her. In fact, more than 200 of them. Many of them specialize in the nonprofit, space. So we will connect you with some of those mentors. One or more of those mentors will be able to take you through this entire journey. We have a lot of folks who will be able to help you in all the 3 areas that you are talking about. So look at our mentor list. If you choose somebody, great. If you can't and you're spoiled for choice, then we will make the choice for you and we will make the connect.
Okay, we have a couple of more minutes. If any of you have questions, please come.
Hi, Madhura.
Sonali.
Hi,
Who's
Madhura.
that?
Rashmi this side.
Hi, Rashmi.
Hello.
How are you? I am absolutely delighted to join this session. Madhura, I started my career as a pre-primary teacher, and like you, I was a foodie, and during COVID times, I have started food blogging. And
wow.
Learning something new always excites me, and the recent popularity of AWS hooked my attention, and I joined the cohort facilitated by AWS, and I have started writing blogs on cloud. And now I have like contributing to your dream project, Digital Marathon, and I associated many colleges with this project, and it was a wonderful experience for me. And now I have taken a small initiative and ready to start my startup. Like in print and digital solutions, and looking forward to your tips and tricks how I can grow my business. So it's absolutely pleasure to connect with Aspire for her and with so many mentors. Thank you so much for mentoring us and giving us valuable tips.
Thank you so much, Rashmi Chawla, right?
Yeah, correct.
I love reading your blogs, Rashmi. If you could just spotlight Rashmi, please, Farisha. Just spotlight her, because I'm just trying to see her in the small windows, but I am not able to. So I'd love to be able to see her when we speak. But Rashmi, fantastic work. I love your blogs on Cloud, and in fact, you have a lot of fans that aspire for her, Rashmi. I must tell you, thank you so much for doing all that you do for marathon. It's been absolutely amazing having you in Aspire for.
Thank you so much. We are truly inspired by you. So we are also trying to pay bit.
Rashmi, can you please switch on your video so that I can spotlight you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hi. Hello all.
Sorry, I think I lost the. Hey, Rashmi, hi. Now I can see you properly. Fantastic. But congratulations, many congratulations on taking this wonderful step. And I don't know whether you heard that, but Aspire for Her would like to be your first customer, and we would love to sort of work with you to ensure that your business has a great start, and becomes bigger and bigger, and we will continue to cheer for you. But we would love to be your first customer, your first supporter, and give you a shout out at Entrepreneur. Definitely, Rashmi. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rashmi. Fantastic. Rika, do we have more questions?
Hello. I'm Sumitra.
Hi.
Can I?
Yes, Sumitra.
Can I? मैम मैंने है ना बहुत सारे सेशन ज्वाइन किए आपके एक्चुअली मेरा एक बुटीक है बुटीक और मैंने सेशन ज्वाइन किए बट मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि ये मेरे लिए कैसे हेल्पफुल हो सकता है एक्चुअली मैंने पढ़ाई छोड़ दिया था नर्सिंग कर रही थी फिर शादी हो गई एक्चुअली आई एम फ्रॉम राजस्थान बट आई एम लिविंग इन बैंगलोर बिकॉज ऑफ माय हस्बैंड इज डूइंग जॉब और नाउ बुटीक लगाया है तो बच्चे हैंडल करना वो सब करके मैं स्ट्रगल करके कर रही हूँ बट ये मेरे लिए कैसे हेल्पफुल होगा मुझे ऐसे समझ नहीं आ रहा कि मैं कैसे पूछूं आपसे आई वांट टू लॉन्च माय ब्रांड आल्सो
हाँ बोलिए
मुझे अपना ब्रांड भी लॉन्च करना है और एक्चुअली राजस्थान में क्या होता है ना बहुत सारी लेडीज ऐसी है इवन मेरी फैमिली में मेरी सिस्टर है भाभी है सिस्टर इन लॉ मतलब बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो काम करना चाहते हैं बट दे कांट बैंगलोर बिकॉज ऑफ मैं इसलिए कर पा रही हूँ अदरवाइज मेरी खुद की फैमिली में दे डोंट हैव मनी बट दे वांट वर्क but they don't have work but stitching is good but they can't go outside and they can't do this work बट मुझे उनकी हेल्प करनी है जब मैं सोचती हूँ कि मैं पैसे कमा रही हूँ और जब मैं उनको बोलती हूँ तो मुझे बोलते हैं मुझे भी कुछ करना है इवन मतलब हम लोग भी कुछ कर सके तो समझ नहीं आ रहा कि ये मेरे लिए कैसे हेल्पफुल होएगा जैसे मैंने बहुत सारे सेशन ज्वाइन किए मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है मुझे नया कुछ करने का भी होता है लेकिन मैं सोचती पूछूंगी नहीं पूछ पा रही अभी फाइनली
फैंटास्टिक कि आपने पूछ लिया सुमित्रा थैंक यू सो मच फॉर आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन तो मैं आपको मतलब आपका जो क्वेश्चन है स्पेसिफिकली आई विल ट्राई टू आंसर दैट बट प्लीज फॉरगिव माय हिंदी is not always grammatically correct.
Okay, same like my English is like this.
So I will tell you why how you can access resources of Entrepreneur. So first of all, Sumita, हमारे पास बहुत सारे mentors हैं. जैसे कि आप अभी शुरू कर रहे हैं आपका boutique का business and you want to build a brand out of it, then if you tell us that this is my specific problem and you write into us, you can write into us at mentoring@aspireforher.org or to my email ID, and my team will just put that also on the chat. आप आपका जो बुटीक का प्रोफाइल है, आपकी प्रोफाइल है, प्लीज लगा के आप भेज दीजिए और ये आप बोलिए कि आई नीड मेंटरशिप सपोर्ट. तो हम क्या करेंगे, people who are in the industry and people who have set up similar kind of organizations, wo aapke sath they will be there with you, they will help you with all the answers, and they will also try to solve some of the problems that you are having. So you may be having a problem saying main brand banau to kaise banau, okay, just giving you an example basically. So
मैं चाहती हूँ कि वो लोग भी कुछ करे, वो लोग भी, वो जैसे मैं उनको सुनती हूँ ना, मैं भी वो बहुत उनको रिक्वायर्ड रहती है. इन राजस्थान वी कांट गो आउटसाइड, एंड एक्चुअली मैंने भी नर्सिंग किया.
I'm coming to your Rajasthan question after that, Sumita. I'm coming to your Rajasthan question after that. So I'm talking about first your particular question about मैं क्या लूँ aspire for her से, मैं क्या लूँ entrepreneur से, मुझे क्या मिलेगा, right? And that is what I'm answering. So first is ये जो mentorship है, ये पूरा 1-to-1 support है. तो आपके जो industry experts है हमारे पास, they will be able to come and walk with you on your journey, help you build your brand. का distribution strategy चाहिए, आपका supply chain में, all of that they will be able to do with you. So we are currently doing this with a very interesting entrepreneur in a big way. Her name is Ruma Devi. Okay, and that brings me to Rajasthan. She is from Barmer.
That time yes मैंने सुना था.
आपने सुना था वो?
हाँ, मैंने सुना था.
हाँ,
सेशन ज्वाइन किया था मैंने उनका.
सेशन ज्वाइन किया था आपने. तो आपको अगर रुमा देवी के बारे में पता है तो you know that she has 33,000 women who are working with her. Okay, जो कि सब घर पे बैठ के काम कर रहे हैं, right? So this is just one example. हाँ, this is just one example. ऐसा नहीं कि everybody has to join only that community, but it's just one example कि आज के दिन में ना, you don't have to go out of home, Sumita ji, to work. Right? So to all your sisters and your friends who are looking at opportunities, wanting to sit at their home and wanting to do bigger things with their life, wanting to earn money, there will be many opportunities like that. हम लोग भी कभी के बार work from home opportunities लेके आते हैं, but starting with a community like Rumaji's, it's a beautiful start, because it is something that every woman in Rajasthan knows how to do. Right? And it is something that they can sitting out of anywhere, and they have a beautiful network that they have set up. So if you like, ये जो आपके पूरा राजस्थान में जो आपके friends और sisters की community है, we can connect with them, and we can also talk little more to see as to what are their interest areas, what would they like to do, what would they like to learn something and then start doing work. Are they already qualified in some way and they can start working even from tomorrow. वो सब हम लोग बात करके then we can decide. So please feel free to talk to us. When you send me your profile, we can set up a separate conversation, and we can also connect you with Rumaji's entire community, Sumita ji. Does that work, Sumita?
Yeah. Now.
Fantastic.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for asking the question. Rika, next question.
Any more questions?
Can I ask you a question?
One by one.
Okay.
Hi, Pallavi.
Hi, I'm Pallavi from Varanasi. So I deal with handcrafted bags by inculcating different crafts of India and training slum women of Varanasi. So I've been doing from last 3 to 4 years. So recently, due to some financial issue, I am trying to get a guidance how you can help me with the development of my company, like how you can help me in the growth of my company, or some guidance I can get in my growth for the D2C brand. So I'm looking for a D2C brand. I'm looking forward towards D2C brand only, because previously we used to do manufacturing and I'm not looking for that.
Got it, Pallavi. Thank you for the question. And while I'm hogging the sort of response panel, but please, I request all of you to also add if you wish to. But Pallavi, for you, I think the best solution and what the best resources that you could get from entrepreneurship is again mentoring. So once you write to us with your profile of your business, your profile, and the exact problem you're trying to solve, we will connect you with somebody who will be able to who's gone through a similar journey and who will be able to support you in sort of formulating your thoughts going forward. That's point one. The second point is that before every festival we have something called we have a shop entrepreneur campaign. It's hashtag shop entrepreneur. Navya runs that out of her own handle, and in order to increase your visibility, we are very happy to put you on our next shop entrepreneur list. So you can see Rika here. We also have Nikita Story Monroe, who is in the community. She's there. They will be able to help you to actually put your product right out there, so that you can be a part of the visibility campaign led by Navya herself. And as you know, Navya has almost 1 million followers on Instagram. Right. So anytime that somebody it gets seen on her platform, every entrepreneur has got very, very good results. So these are the two things I would talk to you about, Pallavi. We'd love to help you with both.
Sure. Thank you. So I'll surely connect with you.
Please do. Put my email ID also, please, Nikita, on this madhuradjs@aspireforher.com, so that anybody can reach out at any time. Rika, next question.
Hi. Yes, please, Snehi. Hi, so I am a student and I run a literary arts venture. It is a cloud platform and I have been running it since 2020. That was also the same year when I had completed my 10th boards. And my aim behind running this venture is totally to get the youth into reading, because I believe the people I see around me, and we are mostly into gadgets or something that is far, far away from reading. So I just have a very fair intention of leaving behind a legacy of reading and generating that thing in the youth of today. Also, I figured out that when I had seen a movie long back in 2018, which was from a book. So I believe there were so many differences and there were so many more things in the book. And that is also the thing that I want to bring out to the world, that there are so many backstories behind any project or anything that is available in accessible as an information, but there is so much more that is not. So my at my venture, when we have authors, they share all those backstories and all their learnings and everything. But the fact that I feel my community right now is very small, I really want to expand it. So I would like if I can get some support from entrepreneur on that.
First of all, congratulations. I think you've started after your 10th board. Probably Arvind, Sushil, their hearts are singing with joy to see that there are young girls who are starting as early as the 10th board. So maybe Arvind, I will request you to answer this question in greater detail. But Snehi, one thing is that, as I'll repeat again, you have mentors at Aspire for Her who will be very, very keen to help you with growing your community.
Yes.
Reading is a dying sort of a passion, I would say, because of you're absolutely right, because of the proliferation of gadgets in our lives. But we really, really laud what you're trying to do. And we would love to see if we can connect you with folks who are, so we have a partner called Rebel Girls, for example. Their main product is books. I don't know whether you've seen their books, but they're based in New York and they do some wonderful work. Across the globe. They are trying to get 50 million girls to read about the stories of girls. So, maybe we can talk to them and get you connected, and our mentors can definitely help you in also growing our community. We ourselves are community builders, so we'd love to help you with that. But I'll request Arvind to add anything to this.
I guess I think it's fantastic to see you at such a young age. And what Sushil and I would really be happy to spend more time to understand what we can do. So instead of taking on this call, if you think you would be happy to connect with us separately, and we can also introduce some kind of a support network from our side, we would be glad to do that. What I'll do is we will just drop our emails on the chat, and you can use that, tell us, and then we can take you separately and add more support from our side along with Aspire Further.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much.
We have time for one last question.
Hi,
And
I'm
Gulnaz, I'm going
Nimisha.
to.
I have sort of a follow-up question.
Okay, we actually have come to the end of the time. So, if you can just write to me with your question, Nimisha, would love for that to happen. And Gulnaz has already put a question on the chat. Gulnaz, I have the perfect mentor for you. Her name is Shubhra Tandon, and Shubhra has set up a network of schools in and around Ahmedabad. And I'm sure Shubhra will be very, very happy to help you. She is a very senior teacher who also became a school builder of schools, and her schools are doing extremely well. We actually covered her on Entrepreneurship a few weeks ago. So we'd love for her to be your mentor, and write to us with your profile, and we will connect you with Shubhraji. I think we are we are at the on the hour, at the end. I know the questions always are there, and Rika, this gives us an opportunity to keep doing more and more sessions like this. This is not the last session that we'll do. We'll keep doing
Absolutely
this
not.
session.
We'll
Please
keep
join
doing
us.
this, and yeah, keep joining the entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Sunita,
Thank you
Nimisha,
all.
we'll write back to you with the answers. And thank you so much for joining. We love this session. This was very, very nice and nicely put together. We expect more and more women to become entrepreneurs. And we request all of you to have a wonderful weekend and always keep aspiring for her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.